You can take notes if you want, if you don't worry about it if you don't. Alright, so first thing you want to do is open up your Photoshop. Okay, so when you come to this screen, I'm going to go over, this is the screen that comes up. These are the things that you've worked on before. Okay, and these are the recent files, libraries, presets, new and open. You can go to File, New and Open here, or you can just do it there. I just opened up an old one, so that's how you do that. Or you can just hit New. If you hit New, you have the new dialog box that comes up, and up here we have the name of it, which would be New Work. You always want to name your stuff. Document type, you can do US paper, web, mobile. You have a bunch of different presets here. You can make up your own presets, which I've made up here. Facebook cover and 1240 by 459, which that must be a slider. So if I hit Facebook cover, then it would carry all the things that I did. Alright, so one thing we want to do is it's going to be new, so it doesn't necessarily have to be new, but here's where you go in and you change the pixels. I only want you to work in pixels or inches. Centimeters, millimeters, points, pixels, columns. This is advanced stuff you don't need to know about. Okay, when you change this width, we can change this to 1800, anything we want, and then change this to anything we want, 430. Now, when you hit the resolution, 300 is always print, 72 is always web. 150 is sometimes used if you're doing web and you want to you might not be sure if they're going to use 300 or not. You can usually use 150 in the middle. Here's your color mode. RGB again is red, green, blue, and CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. K stands for black. RGB when you're doing web stuff, CMYK when you're doing print. Grayscale is used if you want it black and white, but you can change to grayscale, and bitmap is something completely different. Advanced, lab color is advanced. Alright, so the only two you're really going to be working in is RGB and CMYK. So this is going to be a web document, so we want to make it RGB. Don't worry about 8-bit. You have 8, 16, 32, it just stays the same. Transparent, so you can have a white background when you start, background color, transparent other, always put it at transparent. Advanced, don't worry about these color profiles. This is the different color profiles that you can use if you're using Kodak, Fujifilm. If you're a photographer, you're bringing in a Fujifilm or something like that, you can use these. Basically, you're just going to keep that the same, and this is always going to be the same. So this will tell you your image size sometimes right here, and you can save the preset if you want. You can hit save and you say my new size if you're using a lot. So if you're doing a square, you could put it in there, and then you could check resolution, color mode. You want to keep all this remembering everything, so you hit OK, my new size. So if we went to Facebook cover, go back to that 1240, 4059, but if we went to my new size, you'd see it changed to what we had, the settings. It just remembers the settings. So let's open that up, and you hit OK, and it'll bring up this. Okay, so that video right there is opening up a document. So you can do some things like you can hit File, New, Open. You can hit Open and find one that you've already before, a preset. So I can click on that and hit Open. That's already open. If this comes up, it's just always hit Cancel. This is asking you to create a new library if you have a business that always uses the same colors, the same logos that you might need. So If you're working on a project and you work on it weekly and it's a project that you're always working on, you can save assets to a library. But we're going to hit cancel. I'll talk about library later. So here you have that, and we can close it. Now, there's this thing I want to show you real quick in preferences. If we go to preferences, down here, it's in your edit tab all the way down in preferences. You have your general tab, and this is talks about all of your stuff. I'm going to go over this a little bit more in detail, but if you go down here and you go to interface, let's see, trying to find where it's at, performance maybe it is in general. Okay, see, auto update open documents. Let's check that, because what that does is that remembers your last setting. So if you crash, if things crash, it'll remember it'll auto update open documents. So it's always in the background saving your documents. It takes a little bit more out of your processor, but if you've got a good processor, then it should work. So we're going to hit OK. And now we can X out of that, and here's that other document that we had. So let's go back again, and you can hit open this browse and bridge, open recent. If you click open recent here, you'll have a list of recent files. Sometimes this isn't always true, and this is the same recent tab that's on the start screen when we come into the start screen. And then again, none of these down here, to close all these and save as. We'll go over those later. This is just a tutorial on how to open up a document.